All right. We're ready to do this. We can all see Amaru back there. Hey, baby. I'm gonna boop her nose real quick. Oh, she don't like it. Boop. I've got two cats in here with me right now. There's Amaru in the background, and then in the chair, who's right over there, is my fat cat Ginkgo. He was in my lap, but he got fed up with me moving around so much, so he left. The poor guy. Life is tough. So here is the Ottoe skipper. It's a little butterfly. It's very small. I think about maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches in size, and it's got these cool little wings, and it's really flighty, really hummingbird like it can flit around easily, which is it's a cool insect. And I believe it's not just here in Iowa that it's on the threatened list. I think it's in the Midwest all in all. So yeah, there's a little more information for you. But we need our pollinators. This one is going by the wayside. I think its numbers are still declining. Same with a couple other butterflies, like the silvery blue. That's another one that I just drew. But aside from that, I think what I want to do for this drawing is I made it a little bit bigger, and I have it landscape this way. So long this way, short this way. I kind of want to go outside the lines a little bit for its wings, but I don't know exactly what I want to do. I'm sure once I start getting into it, I'll know much better what I want. So we're just gonna get a little closer. I will probably not be talking the whole time. I'm going to turn off my face here in a second. And I'll probably pop back in from time to time and talk about things, but I really just want to shoot the drawing process. I'll speed it up here and there, and maybe interject little comments here and there as I go along. So I'm going to get rid of my face. Say goodbye to my face. Which one is it? Is it this one? No, it's that one. There we go. Okay. So now I have my whole drawing space. I'm going to start off with a little bit bigger tip. This is a 0.5 millimeter, and this is the company that's doing away with their refills. So I found another company that I want to buy some pens from, but they're expensive, so it'll be a little while before I get them. They're like $70 per pen, and I want 5 of them. Changed my mind. I'm going to start with a 0.3 millimeter. And you might ask yourself, why do you know that you want to start with a 0.3 millimeter? And the answer is I don't. It just feels right. So last night my mom came over and we watched a movie together. It was 2016. Yeah, the 2016 movie called Annihilation with Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaacs. And kind of put me in the mood for a little bit of something otherworldly. So maybe we're gonna start. Yeah, let's start like this. I'll leave that one out. Maybe even better, we're gonna do a little sketching first. The colors of this little guy, it's kind of a, I wouldn't say orange, but it's more of a yellow color. Not lemony, a richer, almost orangey in color, which makes sense because it would be a pollinator, so it'd be going after pollen-colored things. And usually pollen is more on the yellowish side. So I kind of want to give this maybe a little bit of a sunbursty feel. And I think what I'll do is I'll even start overlapping these So I'll have other ones coming off here. And maybe give that a little more dimension. Yeah. These last couple of weeks I've been quite busy. I've been accepted into let's see, it's called the Gallery in the Round at the here in Ames. It's called the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, I believe. It's a church, but it's kind of not a church. It's a cool place. It's a cool church, which is nice because I'm not a big religious, especially church fan, so it's nice to have that. And I have my solo show coming up in March. Actually the 28th of February I set up over there, and starting March 1st it will be on display for everybody to see. So I'm excited for that, and to prepare for that I've had to frame how many drawings did I frame? I framed 6 in total, and I didn't have to, but I really wanted to get some new artwork framed and put in there, because otherwise it's just the same stuff that's been out there for 5-6 years, and I felt like it needed to be spruced up a little bit. So that is exactly what I did. And I had to make drawing labels, which I don't have any nearby, so I can't show. Had to make these little plaques with the names on them, and when they were created, and some of them I went into a little bit more depth, and I gave a description of the meaning of them. Only the Norse mythology gates that I've drawn, and yeah, people don't know much about Norse mythology because it's rich and different and weird, and I wanted to make sure I tried to explain as much of it as I could. So I had to write that. I had to make flyers because it's up to me to advertise, and so on and so forth. So it's been a busy month. So in my last video, my tutorial, I described how to make shapes and then fill in those said shapes. And that's more or less what I'm doing here. I'm making an outline for myself to fill in here in a few minutes. So I think that's pretty good. And now that I have that laid out, I think what I want to do is I don't want it to be so conjoined that it's hard to tell that it's 4 wings, 2 sets of wings, and not just one big conglomerate. Although it could be kind of cool as one big conglomerate, but that wouldn't be doing the insect justice. So I think I need to determine how to separate that just a little bit. So I'm going to start I've already started over here, so I think I'm going to go back over there. Okay. So I'm going to add my separating line here. And now I know that this is wing number 1. I think I can do that. I think that'll work. And this little guy, he's kind of furry. That's what these little lines on the actual insect, these lines, he's got this like bushy, furry abdomen area, and it's pretty cute. It's a cute little sucker. So I kind of want to incorporate that somehow to maybe make like some sort of jagged cutoff, or then going back into the sunbursty type feel, because I feel like it would grow out from there maybe. But And these I want to have longer lines to them. Okay. If you look at my hand as I'm drawing this longer line, it's not with my hand, it's with my elbow. So in one of my other tutorial videos I talked about hand placement and muscle memory and drawing with your whole arm. And that's what I was doing there in those longer lines. And that's a skill that I think is pretty vital to anybody wanting to do this, is know when you should be drawing with your arm and not just with your hand. So right here at this junction, maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. So right here, where I'm drawing right now, I've started on this new tendril, and I want it to look like it's not coming from here, because this is its own piece, and I don't want it to feel like it's coming from that. I want it to be its own. So I'm going to give this movement so it looks like it's coming from underneath by just starting, which is kind of a big no-no in terms of flow, but this will give it that abrupt starting place that I think it needs. It's probably going to be a little overwhelming by the end of it with all of these lines, so I'll probably do some stippling out here to feather it and make it just a little bit softer. I want them to all kind of come from the same spot, so all of this is going to conjoin back in here, and towards the ends it's going to kind of separate a little bit more. So I need to make sure I do more of that non-flowing bit where it makes it look like it's two separate entities. I think this is going the right direction. Now I have a fun choice here in the future. So I have 3 points, and usually I only connect 2 points. So in here somewhere I'm going to have a little bit of a rounded edge, as I believe I stated in my last video. There's the rounded, or I think I called it rounded. I don't remember what I called it. I might be able to change that, but we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out. Okay, so here's my choices, which actually, you know, it might be kind of fun to leave that, because it feels like it's sucking into this one spot a little bit. Okay. This is a separate entity. Maybe I can go even further back. Maybe I can... Oh, I got an idea. Yeah, okay. So my idea is, instead of starting all the way out here, to have these splits, have it come from all the way at the base. That way it will be different than this one, and it will look like two different wings, especially if these are a lot more tendrily. So I think I'm going to use my Furry Friends carapace as the way to decide. So let's just bring this. That feels weird. This section, it makes it feel detached. I need to change that. It's all about learning how to fix your mistakes. I don't think this is going to fix it, but I think it'll help it. There, kind of gives it. It still looks gross, but I can deal with it. I can handle that. Okay, we're gonna go to this piece here. Let's get a really big section of this. There's another little trick that I like to just go from big to really tight spots like that, and then even it back out with another bigger section. This will give more dimension in the long haul of things. It doesn't look like it right now, but once I connect that spot, it will really shine. I think I'm going to do that right now. Yeah. So now I've got that lovely dip. Again, but keep building on it so it becomes a thicker and thicker line. Okay, so here's where it's going to get tricky to make this section look different than all of this up here. So I'm going to start doing this and go underneath and then bring it out so that I have my guidelines that I can see it. And then do a little bit of one of these guys. And then I need a smaller tip. By using the smaller tip in here, I can get a finer pattern to make it separate. At least in theory. This tip is just garbage. It's too flimsy. When I press on it, it makes the same stroke as the other stuff. I'm gonna have to go to even smaller tip. Where is my 0.05? Where is it? There it is. Okay. So this is just an itty bitty little pen tip. Very disappointed that these pens are not going to be in the cartridges aren't going to be in production anymore. However, I think this will be a extremely good opportunity for me to branch out into the more expensive, higher quality pens. These are high quality in of themselves. They're not cheap by any means, but I'm talking like expert level pens. And I'm very, very excited for that. By no means do I count myself a master or an expert, but I've spent enough time in my life doing this that I would say that I have gained that knowledge and ability. But no matter what, it's just an ongoing thing that I never ever feel fully accomplished in my own skills. And I know that's part of being an artist or a craftsman or anything, is that you push yourself and you want to do better, and you don't really see yourself being anything more than what you started out as, but I've come a long way. I know that. And I guess that's an important thing to remember for those just starting out, is that this is not something that you gain overnight. It is not something that will just happen. You have to apply yourself and commit time, devote time and effort to it, and you will get better. But it's also one of those things where you have to make sure that you stay humble. My grandpa was one of the most humble men that I could think of. Very, very sweet, very easygoing, very easy to talk to. I think it's where I've gotten some of my genetic traits from. Skipped a generation from my dad, which is a good thing. Am I going off page? Yep. I'm sure you guys are just screaming at me. But you're going off the page. I'm trying to pay attention. It's tough to do because I'm getting lost in here and I have to pay attention. There's a screen. I can't even point right that way. And I look up every once in a while to see where I'm at on there. And sometimes I am way off. So it's going to happen. I'm zoomed in like this, it's going to happen. Somehow I feel like I'll be forgiven. At least I hope you will forgive me. Good. Oh, that has good flow. The rest of it has some decent flow. That one bit, this little piece, has the best flow so far. So I think I'm starting off with a 0.3 millimeter pen tip, and from there, I think I'm gonna try to refine this, because to me right now this is looking good, but it's feeling elementary. Like this is something I would have drawn maybe 2 years ago. So I really want to bring it up to date by making it just that much better. So I'm going to. I'm switching to 2.2 millimeter now. I changed my mind, so I'm gonna do that and go from there. I think I'm gonna fill this wing in, and then I'm gonna worry about the body. Yeah, let's do that. Away we go. This is the first time I've drawn in about 2 weeks. I think since the last time I recorded a little bit of this. It's been very, very busy. I've been getting ready for a gallery coming up, and I just haven't had any time or really the desire to sit down and draw. But I gotta get this done, and then I've got a drawing that I want to do in mind, but I might need to wait just a little bit to be able to work on that. I still don't feel like I'm drawing at the capacity that I could be, but I think that's just from not having enough practice in the last few weeks, in the last month, really. I think that's feeling a little bit more developed, a little bit better skill. It's showing what I can do, which is nice. house devoid. Is that the right word? Devoid? We'll say it is. With it being emptied of artwork, I have a wall that I really want to paint. It's a lovely color as is. It's not quite teal. It's not turquoise. It's like a little bit more blue turquoise. Yeah, it's not really bright. It's a nice mute color. Mute's not the right word. It's got plenty of color to it. But I really want to put gold lines and some black lines on it. And with all of the artwork down, I can do that. I've got the paint, I've got the markers. I bought those months ago in anticipation. No, I lied. The markers I got for Christmas. I bought those for myself for Christmas, so yeah, so I haven't had those for that long. But the paint I bought prior to Christmas. I think I need a smaller pen tip for that. Yeah, I'm gonna try a new pen out because the one that size, I don't have a very good tip left on it, so I'm going to use these guys, the Ottoe black liner permanent pens. Use the 0.1 millimeter, because that's the size I would like to use of my Copic. I think I probably mentioned this last time. I can't remember what I said last time, but oh man, that's too beefy. That's still too beefy. Let's go to the 0.05. I found new pens that I want. I did say, so I don't need to go through it again. But I'm really tempted to do it with my taxes because I got a bit back for my taxes. I'm like two steps away from starting a Discord group and a couple of Facebook groups based around all line artists. I want to get us all in one place. Not all of us, but I want to get more line artists together. There's lots of us out there. Oops, I'm sorry. There. Plenty of us out there. It'd be nice to have that community. I think I will at some point, but for right now, baby steps, you know? Yeah. Right, Ginkgo? He's sitting next to me. He's a good boy. He's a chunky man. Needs more exercise. Hell, we all do this time of year. So, looking at how I'm drawing again, I'm not drawing with my hand for these lines. I'm pulling my arm down. This is from my forearm to my elbow to my shoulder. I got some new pens when I went to Minneapolis last, and I'm excited to try them. I got them just on a whim. I picked up my artwork in Minneapolis a couple weekends ago, and while I was up there, I was like, you know what, I'll stop off at I think it's Dick Blick or something like that. Yeah, Dick Blick. And I stopped there, and nor I have all the art supplies that I want. I just have very specific things that I would like to try that are not available at commercial stores like Dick Blick. But I bought some. I bought some gray-toned Sakura markers, or pens, I should say. They're like these, they're fine tip, but they're all gray, so they're not black. And I was thinking about doing some feathering with some of them, some softer lines. And I thought that would be pretty cool to mix into something at some point. I find when I'm drawing, it's sometimes hard for me to be present. I'm here drawing, doing things, but my mind is elsewhere. And I know that it's good that I'm thinking about these things, because this is one way that I process, because it lets me quiet all of the other things in my head down a little bit so that I can do this. But at the same time, sometimes I need to be more present while drawing. I don't like this portion right here. Don't like it. Gross. It's gross. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to make this any better, but I'm going to fill it in anyway. Finer pen tip. Anyway, I brought up about being present because I'm having a hard time at the moment being present. I think that's part of being ADHD, is not being able to control your mind 100%. At least what I've found for myself. Story time. Yesterday, I went for a walk after work. It was about almost 6, quarter to 6 when I got out. Sunset's at 6 o'clock right now, so like 6:05 or something like that. So it was getting dark when I left the house, and it was great. I got to the park, and it was dusk, so light. It's still light and everything like that. I walked for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get back where I like to go, and at this park. It's a park near my house. I love it. I love it so much. It's an old section of woods that has just got trails through it. It doesn't have a lot of anything in it, and it's great. It's just old trees and old trees. It's a skinny little park that's right next to a field, which is a little sad, but at the same time it's Iowa, so it is what it is. And I got back to a certain point, and I found a log, and I often find sticks or other things because I'm looking for it. I like cool hunks of wood. I like a little bit of woodworking, make sculptures and stuff like that. So I found this log, and it was a oak tree at one point, but now it is just like a husk. It's a curved husk, and it's flat-ish. It's domed-ish on the top, and it's about that's probably almost 4 feet in total length. Width is probably in the 2 feet. Yeah, 2 feet. And it weighs about, I don't even know 100%. My gauge on weights is bad. I would say anywhere from 40 to 60 pounds. And I saw it and I fell in love with it because I've been looking for a hunk of wood like this. It's rotted. I don't know how to describe it, but it's solid because it's oak, and oak is rot resistant. So this tree chunk has just been sitting in the park, in the forest, on the floor for decades. It's probably been there for 30 years, rotting, and it's got these really cool channels in it, and it's lumpy, it's wavy, it's just gorgeous. And I see it, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to take this home now. And I wasn't planning on carrying anything that heavy. And it's about a mile back to my house from where I was. And I look at it and I pick it up, and it doesn't feel too heavy. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. This is easy. And I move it to a section because I wasn't as far into the woods as I wanted to be. And I finished the rest of my trail, came back, picked it up, and wandered home with it at, I think it was about 7:30 when I got home. I'm sure my neighbors, they just must think I'm crazy because I walk back home with logs and sticks all the time. Big ones too. Some of them are, 12 feet in length, and I'm just carrying cool stuff that I like home. So my plan for it is the back is really rotted out, so I'm going to dispose of all of the rotten material. I might burn it on the back so it cauterizes any more rot that may be taking place. I want to sand it, the back of it, to make it nice and smooth. And I really want to sand it, the top of it. What I see is the top because it's the most interesting portion of it. And there's no way I can get my sander into these sections, so I'm going to have to do it all by hand. Which is, it's a little daunting because it's a big hunk of wood. But when I'm done, I can just see it in my mind. I want to put just a polyurethane coat, or I think a polyurethane coat would be nice. Just one coat or 5 coats, who knows, to just really make it stand out. And I think it could be just this gorgeous, gorgeous hunk of wood that I don't know what the function would be besides just to look pretty. And sometimes that's all it needs to be. So there's that I have in mind doing with it. Or there's the slightly more organic route, whereas I just leave it in my front yard next to my house where all my plants are, in the front of the house, and let it rot there, because it would look so cool in my front yard in that spot. It would make it look, I don't even know how it would make it look. It'd make my yard look better. It's like a piece of art as in of itself, just existing. So there's that thought too. I'm torn, but I'd like to sand it. I'd like to see what I could do with it. I guess if all else fails, what I could do is I could try it, and then if I hate it or if it doesn't work out the way I want it, I can just ditch it, put it back out in my front yard and let it rot. I'm trying to cover up all the stupid, ugly I hate colored wood chips. And the last guy that owned my house, he put red wood chips in the front of the house as mulch. And it's not natural. It doesn't look natural. It kind of looks nice, but it has no function in my life. So I've just been filling it with sticks that fall out of my tree to cover it up, and leaves for the bugs. Sure, again, my neighbors think that I'm absolutely batshit because I'm doing things out of the ordinary, but they can think I'm batshit. It's nice being weird. Leave a comment below if you think being weird is nice. That's like a standard YouTuber thing to do. If you think something is something, leave a comment in the description below. Sorry, I had to do it. Okay, back to the drawing. I'm almost done with this section. So I'm gonna fill in right here, and I really want to try to accentuate some of these little sections. I like these new pens, but I don't like these new pens. They give too easy. You press down and it flattens the tip out, and it just doesn't do what I want. Which is fine. It's fine. Okay, so with the face, I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. Maybe we'll figure that out right now. Let's go with this one. 0.2 millimeter. I think I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm going to block them out. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. And next, let's do... Oh, somebody yawns! My goodness, I'm sorry. You have to listen to all these. It's stupid. Okay. I've kind of lost where one wing started and the other wing ended, because this guy, as you remember, has two wings on either side. So somewhere in here there's a second wing, but that's okay. So it'll just look like one homogeneous flaming butterfly. So let's get the body. I don't think I want to do anything special with the body. I think I just want to get its, I believe this is called the thorax. I always forget that the thorax kind of made up here. I think I want the eyes to be totally black. So let's get the 7 to it. There's a pattern that I've been doing for years and years. That. I haven't done it in a long time, but you know. Okay, so comes up to a point and then comes back down and out and around. Okay, that's pretty good. And what did I used to do? I used to do this. A couple of dots. Yeah. This is kind of a homage to what I used to do. Okay, so now I don't want to make the body too much of the focal point. Ooh, there's thunder. Because if I make the body too much of the focal point, I think the wings will get lost, but I have to make the body enough of a sight that it will trigger a response. It doesn't really matter when I do the stippling, but I think I'd rather do it after I put the frame in. But first I need to erase these lines. You can still see my sketch marks in here, and those need to go bye-bye first. They're distracting. That's better. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of that action. So I suppose I could tell what I am doing here. I'm making my border, and I'm marking 1.25 inches down, and then I'm drawing my lines in so that I can put some ink down in them. And I think it's funny because I'm using inches for this, and in a second I'm going to go to millimeters. Yeah, so with my little ruler here, this little guy, I'm going to mark out, I usually like to do anywhere from 3 to 5 millimeters, and I think this one might need just a little thicker border. Let's do the outside of 3, so it'll end up being about 3.5 millimeters. I think that'll be fine. It might even end up being 4 millimeters with how that's going. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Just like that. So it'll be that thick. Okay, now I have my border. Let's do... Oh, which pen to sacrifice today? So every time that you run one of these... Oh, that's a terrible... I haven't used that. That goes bye-bye. I haven't used some of these pens in a very, very long time and they're going bad. Oh, that's better. Okay. So every time that you run one of these along the edge of a ruler, you just chew up the pen tip. So I have these sacrificial old ones that I've been using, and that's exactly what we're going to do right here. Okay, let's just... I've got a really bad line. Let's, oh, I missed some butts. Oh, on the edge, okay. Every time that you run a pen on this as well, you have to make sure to wipe off the ink off the edge of the ruler, otherwise that also gets onto the page. Okay. You never draw on the, I need another piece of tape. I'd moment, but you never draw with your ruler so that you can, like right here, if I put the ruler, if I put the ruler like this and I try to draw this line, if I have a hiccup in the moment and I draw on this side of that ruler, I'm gonna have an oopsie out here and then I gotta redo all sorts of stuff. So you always use your ruler as a barrier to protect yourself, so that when you, if you have that hiccup, you're only gonna fudge up on the outside, I guess. The outside of that ruler, and if you set yourself up to not fail from the beginning, then you won't fail, right? That's the theory. I got this cool black artist tape. It is so nice. Uh-oh. I done messed up. That's fixable. Let me zoom in on my oopsie. Can we see it? That's an oopsie. That makes me mad. But I have tricks. So we'll finish out this and then I'll address my oopsie. Alright, switch it this way. Let's do the same thing. It's amazing how much difference a solid line around your piece can change and modify how much better it can make it look. Before it was, it was wide open, it was just there, just being itself, its awesome self. Now, it's got this frame which makes it highlighted in the middle, which is also cool. Brings your attention right into center. I got into the moment. Okay, so now we've got this broken up frame and that big old... I made another oopsie! Go! Oh, okay. Well, I'll stipple that one away. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I gotta fix this right now because it's gonna drive me absolutely crazy. Let's just hide my mistake amidst some lines and try to make it look natural. You know, the usual. There we go. Just hide. Okay. That looks bad, but... Ugh. Okay. Did it. Done. Over. Can stop thinking about it now. Let's fill this in. I don't like to go this way. I like to draw it down. I have more control that way, so I'm flipping it around so I can always pull towards me rather than across, because I don't trust myself. Not to say that somebody with better control than me couldn't do that, but I am most comfortable like this. Oh, I see an orange cat. Passed by my leg like a little shark. He's not the shark. Amaru's the shark. She chomps. She took a chunk out of my mom the other day. Little turd. Just playing, chomp. Little monster. Now I'm going to go back and work on a few of these sections that are a little messy. Just make them look a little bit better. I don't think I will do any stippling. This section is done, so I'm not going to worry about that. We're all allowed to make mistakes, right? Right. And look at that. I forgot a whole section right there. That's kind of what my... Thank you, everybody. I hope that me doing this drawing has caused a little bit of awareness for the endangered species of Iowa. I plan on doing some more in the future. They'll be kind of sporadically spread out as I have time and energy to do it. This last month has been pretty busy, which is why this video is a little late coming out, but a lot of work goes into this, so I hope you realize that, and I appreciate all of your love and feedback, and I also very, very much appreciate all of your patience with me. It's a lot for one person to do, so it's just a learning thing. But in the end, thank you very much. I enjoyed this project very much so. So we'll look forward to seeing you next month when I do another tutorial. Thanks.